Man, oh man. Another sit down. Hope everybody's having a great Easter. I sure did. Ate a lot of food. It was good times. I got a fun topic I think I want to talk about. I can definitely relate to this topic today. You can see in the title. But what does it mean? And I think a lot of other people can relate to it too. Some people are just completely on the other end of the spectrum, and then some people are where I used to be, I guess I could say, but I still work on it. So, the title is Being Too Nice on the Mat, right? During your training, you're too nice. You're a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. Naturally, I'm a pretty chill dude, pretty laid back. The downside of that is I don't want to be an asshole. I'm not that kind of guy. If I ever train at someone else's gym, the first time I go in, I'm always super respectful of everybody. I probably roll a lot lighter than I normally roll, and that's out of respect for the gym. In fact, say what you will, but I honestly feel if someone comes into the gym for the first time from another school and they go at everybody 100%, maybe it's nerves for them, but to me, I almost feel like that's a little disrespectful. It's like, but that's just me. That's just my mentality, And maybe because my background's a little different with the striking and stuff like that. But anyways, being too nice on the mat. What do I mean by that? So, there was a time where I wouldn't put all my weight down on somebody when I played my top game. I'd still be heavy, but I wasn't as heavy as I could be. I would try to submit you, but I wouldn't try to submit you. Especially if you were a white belt, let's say you're brand new. Obviously, naturally still, I let white belts play a little bit. I want to see what they're doing. And I don't mind coaching along the way, which I think should be encouraged. When I hear about schools saying that you shouldn't talk while you're in a rolling session, that's not really me. I like to talk shit while I roll. It just makes the roll more exciting. It also keeps my ego in check. Because of the fact, and I'm going to get into this, I used to roll way too much like I was nice. I just didn't want to hurt anybody. And in the end, yeah, I gave them a really good roll. I made them feel good about themselves. But what did I teach myself? Right? I held myself back. There was times where I knew I had a submission and I didn't get it. Instead, I got submitted. And then I would go home and I'd bang my head against the wall just like a lot of us do. And I'd get depressed and I'd overthink the night. I'd overthink what I did wrong and how did I do this and why am I being a bitch and all this. And this was something I really couldn't fix on my own. I really couldn't fix on my own because I needed someone to help get my mind on the right track. Luckily, I was blessed that my coach, he was able to see it, and he was like, Mike, dude, you're way tougher than this. Bring it out, bring it out. And I can happily say from him kind of riding me and tough love, if you will, he helped get me on track to where, and that's why, again, I like to talk shit when I roll. It's out of fun. I never talk shit while I'm beating the crap out of somebody. That's just rude or disrespectful. It's like a buddy of mine. When we're evenly matched, man, and he might sweep me when I was on top, I'll be, motherfucker. Or the other night some kid was putting as much pressure as he could on me. And it was pretty strong pressure. So I fucked with him a little bit. Like, oh, you trying to put pressure on me? So it's like playful stuff, but it keeps the roll fun. And also it keeps me from, because I used to think, if I'm going to go 100%, my mentality becomes 100%. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I thought it was like a switch I had to hit. Like I had to, and maybe this is the same for a lot of people. But I used to think, because especially in stand-up, you're always taught to go light. Unless you're really getting ready for a fight, that's when you start bumping up your sparring. But you're naturally walking around a little bit more pissed off too. If any fighters are out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you know you have a fight coming up, your mentality changes, your thought process changes, you're more aggravated, you're more pissed off at the house. At least that's how I am, because sometimes you just gotta get a little upset if that's not really, you got shit you gotta take care of, and you just want to get it done, you get anxious. So anyways, I didn't know how to hit the switch. Right, so I think maybe a lot of you might be doing the same thing out there. Maybe you are, you just don't want to be an asshole. Well, the truth is, you gotta fucking put the weight on somebody. You gotta try to rip their arm off. You gotta try to choke them. What I always say is, I take a submission to the point of where things are gonna go bad. It's now your responsibility to stop that from happening. This is where you tap. Does that mean that if you don't, I'll snap your arm? No. Because I am a nice guy. Most people still, I want to keep training with my training partners. So of course, if it's a lower belt, obviously I got your arm in a bad place, or I got a triangle choke. Chokes are different because you know what, I can just let you go out. That's on you. But an arm or a really hardcore, Americana or Kimura, man, sometimes I might just let it go because it's like, you know what, this arrogant dick's not gonna he's just not gonna give up on it, and I don't want to break his arm today. He's going to live today, but he's going to be done for the next few weeks, like I say. So, I think it can be a challenge. So maybe this is more of a topic for a discussion. So if you're one of those people and you happen to come across this video, comment and maybe tell me what you did to overcome that. Because now I can tell you, I can roll light. Some days, some days you're into it, and some days you're just, I'm just training, man. I'm just training. And then some days, man, it's like you have a real goal in mind, and you're like, I'm going to get this done today. I'm going to get it done this fast today, But I would say, don't hold yourself back, because that's who you're holding back. You're not helping your training partners by being nice all the time. Sometimes you have to be rough. Sometimes you have to train hard, If you're in a gym, let's say, most likely this won't be a competitive gym because they tell you, you don't roll 100%, you don't roll hard. No, that's that's just not how we do things here, right? That might not always be the best environment. I don't really know what the perfect balance is because you go to a competitive school. I've been to some of those where it's like I'm leaving with I didn't have time to tap, man. My shit got popped before I even had a chance to tap. There's no mercy. Everyone's going 110% like it's Abu Dhabi night. So I don't know to tell you what the perfect balance is. But when it comes down to your particular training, if you're that guy like me who is always just, I just don't want to be a dick on the mat, well then realize it's going to backfire on you. It's going to hold you back. You're going to go home, you're going to cry, you're going to get depressed, and you're going to be like, why the fuck am I not getting any better? It's because you're so focused on not trying to hurt anybody that you're not also helping yourself. Because sometimes certain techniques, if I don't go 100% with that technique, I'm never going to hit that technique. There's some techniques you just can't do slow. It's just like some drills. There's certain drills you cannot go 50% because you're just fucking all over the place, falling down. You have to go 100%. And trust me, this is something I still have to work on. Some days my coach even tells me, he's like, man, Mike, you're rolling way too nice tonight. And it's like, and it could be just my mindset. I'm just here tonight. I don't want to not train, but part of me is just like, oh man, it was a really long day at work or something, So, God, I wish I could leave you guys with some message of hope. I guess it's just kind of maybe just more of, I think it's more of an open conversation because I kind of like to hear from you how you've overcome it, or maybe you're going through that now and you're like, how do I deal with this, man? I don't have a coach that's spotted this and helping me come out of it. Well, then listen to what I got to tell you. There's nothing dirty about it. That's what my coach used to say. It's not dirty. It's jiu-jitsu, man. There's a lot of things that you might think in your head. If I really drop that shoulder pressure, let's say I'm 180 pounds. That guy's 120. I don't want to be a dick. No. Let that guy feel that weight because he needs to. Like one of my buddies, he's probably 140 pounds. He never feels bad or gets pissed off when I go 100% of weight on him. And I sometimes I'm like, oh man, sorry, I didn't want to really drop. And he's like, no, that was good. You need that. So trust me. The little guy needs it too. And shit, don't get me wrong. I'm 100, I think right now I'm 189 pounds maybe. And I've had guys that are 220 on top of me with no fucking remorse. And it feels miserable. So you have to get comfortable with that. So again, it's not dirty. It's jiu-jitsu. That's what my coach always says, and I definitely respect what he says because he's helped me come a long way. And if you are that guy, you're training way too nice, It's easy to say knock it off, but you just got to get in the mindset. I'm not being a dick. I'm just trying to get better. You know, like you like put in your head. Today I'm gonna pass his guard. No matter what the fuck happens, I am passing this dude's guard. When I pass his guard, I am going to get knee on belly. Whatever he resists with, I am going to force that knee on belly. So I'll tell you what, if you're going to do all that, it's going to require you to work. It's going to require you to be motivated and to push and to drive and to be heavy and to use some strength and to use some leverage and some technique and blah. You're going to have to use it all. You know, but in the end of the day, your guard passing skills are going to get better. Your knee on belly skills are going to get better. You're going to keep the pressure on his belly because you know you want it. You know, so it's just changing your mindset. Again, there's some guys on the complete opposite end of the spectrum where they're not even nice. They're not nice guys. They're just dudes, you know. Like some dudes are just kind of dicks. They're just those kind of guys, and you can feel it on the mat because, you know, they say you can't hide from your personality on the mat, and it's true. And that'll lead into another topic on another day where how do you decide what style is your style? Let your body tell you. Let your personality tell you. And then before you know it, that's when you can start working that craft and start building from there. But anyways, I'm trying to keep these videos at about 10 minutes. So feel free to comment because I think this is a good topic that we could just kind of open up and we could talk about it more. I'm sure there's other people out there that, you know, in the end of the day, they want to have a good role. They don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But at night, you might be going home pissed off at yourself because you didn't do what you knew you could have. In fact, you knew, God, man, I knew I could have armbarred that dude, but I just didn't want to do it. Well, what the fuck not? Well, I had the same problem. Why the fuck did I not do that? What's the hell is wrong with me? Why am I being a bitch? I know I'm better than that. You know, so it's these things, and why beat yourself up? Just it is what it is. They're not going to hold back on you. Don't you hold back on them. I know it's easier said than done, and if somebody doesn't think this way, isn't like how I felt, and there's other people that felt that way, they won't understand this. You know, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. But until next time, there'll be another topic, hopefully tomorrow. Before I go, and I really wasn't going to throw this out there yet, but there's something exciting that I'm going to be doing. I am going to be bringing back a classic. I got to be careful how I say this. I am planning on kind of bringing back the old school Gracie challenge, right? I'm going to go out and find people that are not familiar with jiu-jitsu that might be curious of the effectiveness of jiu-jitsu, and I'm going to help demonstrate it with them. So I'm not going to give too much information on that because, you know, nowadays you can get in a lot of trouble and stuff gets on YouTube and all that stuff, just like this. So there'll probably have to be some kind of legal waiver and all that stuff. Who knows? I want to make it exciting, and in the end of the day, I don't want to hurt anybody. I just want to show people how efficient and how effective jiu-jitsu can be. I've already told myself, whatever happens, I won't throw a punch on anybody. I'm going to use 100% jiu-jitsu. So I will keep you posted on how that goes. That's probably going to be a little bit further down the road when you start seeing that develop. But anyways, and that's just for legal reasons. Hit me up tomorrow because there will be another topic. Enough of the nonsense. I'll see you then.